Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, we're going to be diving back into the chart of XRP, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys my long-term outlook on the Elliott wave count moving forward. As you guys already know, I trade Elliott wave theory often when it comes to analyzing big picture market cycles, and I wanted to analyze the long-term trend of XRP and apply Elliott wave theory so that you guys can understand exactly where we're at in the grand scheme of things and exactly how much further we still have to go before we need to take too many profits. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys check out the Discord server as well. Over 20,000 members and growing. This is how you guys can actually congregate with the rest of my community in the Discord server. So go ahead and click the link in the description, and that's how you're actually going to get signed up. Now, with that being said, if you're a new guy getting into these markets and you want to understand what it takes to be more profitable and how to make better trading decisions, make sure you guys check out my free ebook that's also linked into the description. It's not going to cost you anything, but I put a lot of really vital information that I know is going to help you guys out tremendously. So go ahead and check that out. Links are provided for you in the description. With all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are once again taking a look at XRP. I know that I've covered this a lot over the last couple weeks, but it makes sense considering the fact this is one of my key long-term investments. I've been dollar cost averaging into XRP for a long period of time, and it's now finally starting to show, you know, what I thought it was going to do all along. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing has lagged compared to some of the rest of the altcoins, but we also have to understand that this is exactly what happened in the last cycle. And for that, you know, I've never really been too worried about XRP. I've always known that this thing was going to take off. I've always had the confidence in it. When you look at XRP, it has partnerships with over 450 different banks across the world. On top of that, one of the big disadvantages, or what I should say, some of the FUD that was recently thrown about XRP was just simply the fact that it got sued, the lawsuit. Everybody was saying it was centralized. Everybody was saying that it was a scam, that it was going to go to zero. And I just thought that was so funny because really they thought that the Coinbase delisting was the worst thing in the world. They acted like that was just the end all do all for XRP, the final nail in the coffin to just kill it completely. And that obviously could not be further from the truth. And I tried to point that out in my prior videos. Even when the lawsuit first happened, I wanted to share with you guys that I didn't think it was going to be that important. It reminded me exactly of what happened with March when all of the panic filled the markets and we saw everything crash. Bitcoin went to 3,800 and everybody was so scared. The most terrified I'd ever seen anybody across all of the influencers on Twitter. Everybody that was reacting with my posts, they were pure panic. And this is exactly what we saw with XRP during this sell-off right here. Now, all of these factors are reasons why people have thrown FUD. Oh, it's been lagging. It's not going to go up in this cycle. Oh, the SEC sued it. Oh, it got delisted from Coinbase. Every single bit of FUD that has been thrown at XRP has been proven false. And not only proven false, but the price then does the exact opposite of what everybody thinks it's going to do. I watched so many of my favorite analysts, people that I really gained a lot of respect for as I was learning how to invest and trade into these markets, and they were coaching their following to sell XRP at the bottom of this sell-off. When I saw that, it really just put into perspective how even the people that you really look up to most, the people that you think are just the smartest investors, the least emotional, and that put on the biggest front that they're really like these great people, they're really the ones that honestly make equally as many mistakes, if not more mistakes than everybody else. It's just that they have a strategy that they stick to and they earn a profit. And so with all that being said, I just wanted to cover some thoughts and perspectives, why none of this stuff even matters. It's all been FUD. All the FUD that's been thrown at us has been dissolved, shown by the price chart of XRP that none of it never mattered. One of the biggest FUDs, just to address one final thought that I'm having, one of the biggest FUDs was Coinbase delisting. Oh my gosh, how are we ever going to make a profit if it's not listed on Coinbase? But the thing that people fail to realize is that Coinbase never listed XRP until February of this bear market. So literally right down here, after it was already crashing in price. So XRP went all the way up to $3.80. with literally no listing on Coinbase to begin with. So why do we think all of a sudden that Coinbase is just the biggest exchange and that it matters the most when 90% of the volume being done on XRP's ledger is actually being done overseas out of America? So that's just some thoughts to keep in mind, guys. I just want to help keep us sane inside of these markets. You know, I think everybody's doing good now that the price is going back up. And so the biggest thing to understand at this point is to hold. You know, if you've been throughout this entire period of time, all through the accumulation, all through this base that we've been building, now is not the time where you want to be selling. Now is the time where you really want to focus in on holding even longer. It's really easy to accumulate during a bear market. The hard part is actually going to be not selling too early, which a lot of people are going to make that mistake of. Now, guys, I think I've done enough rambling. Let's actually dive into the long-term Elliott wave prospect with XRP. I actually wanted to talk about this because I had this question asked earlier today. So before I actually lay out the entire big picture of the Elliott waves with XRP, let's first talk about what exactly Elliott wave theory is. Now, basic Elliott wave theory states that markets behave in human emotion. Now, if you guys will remember, one of the things I often talk about is how I trade these cycles based off of human emotion. And it's the emotional psychology of a market that dictates how price moves. And so this is the common philosophy that I always show you guys. I trade market cycles because these are the patterns that repeat in crypto over and over and over again. Cryptos are very emotional. There's a ton of retail money as well as institutional money now that we're in this cycle. Because of that, we see very emotional price action inside of the charts, where we see these big explosive rises, sharp crashes, and then we start it back over again. And so I actually apply Elliott wave theory to market cycles to understand how the big picture of the cycle is going to look. And so when we take a look over here at Elliott wave theory, we know that the markets move in human emotion. It's human emotion and the emotional humans that are investing their own money into these markets that dictates how they look and how they form. In this case, the way the Elliott wave theory works is that markets move in impulses of human emotion, and they go in 3 sets of 3. So you have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then that's one impulse, right? And inside of those one impulses, you get 3 sets of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. That's wave 1. And then we do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. And that's wave 3. Understand that wave 3 is the biggest, the most parabolic. It can never be the smallest wave. And then we do one more final wave, and then this completes our 3 sets of 3. So we've had 3 waves here, ABC, 3 waves here, ABC, and then 3 waves there, ABC. And that is how you basically analyze Elliott wave theory. So let's actually apply this to the long-term trend of XRP, and let's talk about my thoughts and perspectives on really where we're at and what we could see long-term. So first things first, let's analyze these Elliott waves. So I'm not actually going to be looking at this prior cycle, and the reason for this is because if you see here, it actually retraces more. It actually retraces 100% of the start of this move, right? So this can't be a wave. It can never retrace up to 100% of that move, which it did. So we have to analyze it here. We can see that this makes a higher high. If we draw our line from the bottom of the cycle, we can see that this never goes below this line. We hold support above it, right? So that is actually going to be our first Elliott wave. Now, the way that we dictate an Elliott wave is 3 impulse waves inside of that move. So this is wave 1, this is wave 3, and you can see this tiny little pullback in here. It's going to be a little bit hard for you guys to see. And then we see this final impulse here. And that is our conventional Elliott wave impulse. Now, what follows after every impulse is A, B, C, right? It happens here, A, B, C. Happens in every single one of these waves. And if we come over here and we actually see where the A, B, C is here, I think it's pretty obvious to tell that it's right here. A, B, C, right? Pretty basic Elliott waves. Now we have our wave 1. This is going to be wave 1. Now, what we saw after this is a very big impulse, right? This is where XRP actually went all the way up to $3.80. And if we apply, let's actually hide these so it's easier to see what's going on. And we're going to make these a little bit bigger, right? So this is wave 1. This is the bottom of wave 2. Now we need to analyze our next 3 set of impulse waves so we can actually understand where we're at. So in my opinion, wave 1 is going to be about right here. This move there. right? That's going to be wave 1 of 3. Because remember, we've already finished wave 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. That's our finished first wave. Now we have to find wave 3. So in wave 3, there's going to be another 3 set of impulse waves. Remember, let's go look at our reference here. We finished this move. This move right there was this move right here, right? That's our first wave. Now, what we're looking for is wave 3. Remember, wave 3 is oftentimes the biggest of all the Elliott wave impulses. Wave 3 is oftentimes going to be the most volatile. The biggest ROI is made in that return. And this is really where retail pumps our bags from smart money buying in the one wave, right? So that's what we're going to see here. Notice how we see this big, big rise in price. Now, where I think that this lines up with Elliott wave theory, this was wave 1. We can see this move here. This is wave 3. See this tiny pullback? And then we get one more big push up. That's going to be wave 5. Now we're actually going to show these waves because they're subwaves. And we can see that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Now, same thing as before. After every impulse, you get a corrective ABC. And sometimes they can be different corrections. Keep in mind, guys, this is very, very basic Elliott wave theory that I'm teaching you. Sometimes there's complex corrections. Sometimes there's different types of corrections, more than just an ABC. But I'm not getting into all of that. I'm just sharing with you guys the long-term trend. Now, that is our ABC. We can see that right here. We got one here, ABC. We got one here, ABC. Now, this is going to take us to the top of our 3-wave. Remember? Because we got our first impulse wave and ABC, and that completes wave 1. See this big 1 and this big 2? That's our first impulse. Now, we were looking to see where wave 3 and wave 4 was going to be. And in order to do that, we had to find our next 3 set of impulse waves. Well, we got those right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be the top of our 3-wave. We're going to put the big 3 here, and we got an ABC correction, so we're going to put our 4 at the bottom here. Remember, guys, odd numbers are going to be impulses, and even numbers are going to be corrections. So we see that here, odd, even, and now we're obviously going to put the top of our 5-wave here, right? And if we come in here, we can also analyze our Elliott waves, and it's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And this is pretty much where we're at in the grand scheme of things. We fast forward to where we're at right now. Remember, we finished wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So basically what that means is we finished our first set of impulses, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're right here. $3.80 was right here for XRP. And then remember, what happens after is a corrective move. So that's exactly what we saw inside of the bear market. That was the correction of our entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave impulse. So this would be kind of like this, A, B, C. That's our corrective move back down. Now, this would have taken us to March. That was the bottom of this C leg. That was capitulation. We came and retested all the way to the bottom of the 3 and the 4, which if we actually come over this chart, you're going to see is the same thing that's drawn over here. Oftentimes with very bullish markets, during the top of the very 5 of 5 and we start our big bearish sequence back down, it'll usually bottom in support on wave 4. So right here, the even number from 3, 4, normally we bottom right around this range. Sometimes it can be the previous high of the 1, sometimes it can be support of the 4, and sometimes it can be right in between both of those. But generally speaking, that's where you're going to see a bottom inside of Elliott waves. And that's pretty much what we saw here. The bottom of our 4 wave is right here. And that's exactly what we came back down to retest. So this follows such a basic textbook example of Elliott wave theory. XRP is one of my favorite charts because when you analyze the technicals, it truly is one of the best looking charts out there. No matter how much FUD, no matter how much crap somebody's going to try and spew you about why XRP is bad, it's literally just the most idiotic information that people share with you, and it kind of just cringy when you hear some of the arguments that people have against XRP, and I'm always looking at them like, okay, yeah, you've obviously done plenty of research. And so basically, guys, this is what takes us to where we're at in the cycle. Now, remember, guys, after we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, that's just a first impulse. What that means is this entire move all the way to $3.80 has the potential to be the very first impulse in this entire new trend, which, guys, we are very early in crypto. I cannot stress enough how early you guys are right now. We all are by investing into these cryptos right now. There is not very much adoption that is taking place. Very basic minor stuff. And what we're getting ready for is the 3-wave, guys. The 3-wave. Remember how in this cycle, this was our 3-wave. See how parabolic this was, where it literally just went straight up? That was our 3-wave. And that is the same wave that we're getting ready for right now. That is the move that's coming. Now, guys, literally, if you look at the chart, that shows like $3,000. I have no idea how this chart is going to look. It does not have to go up that high. I have no idea what it's going to look like when this thing goes into price discovery. But all I can share with you guys is the fact that, you know, either the dollar is completely worthless at this point and we will see XRP hit some of these crazy valuations. You know, it's always been a meme on Twitter talking about $589 XRP. But in all actuality, guys, the amount of money that the U.S. is printing over the last year, how much inflation is actually going to come into effect. Because now that we're closed, we haven't really seen it. But when businesses start opening back up again, we're going to see the volume of that printed money circulating inside of the economy. And because of that, prices are going to rise. And because of that, guys, we could truly see XRP worth $500 to $1,000. But in the case and the situation that that does take place, you have to understand that the dollar value is going to be completely worthless. And dollars are just going to be like, you know, paper monopoly money, which it already is. But it actually won't be worth anything in the future, where I can actually use dollars to buy stuff right now. In the future, you know, a loaf of bread could cost $30. We don't know how crazy this price, the inflation is going to get. So what I want to share with you guys is when we look at the dollar charts, understand that XRP could go to these valuations. But in the case that it does do that, it's because the money of the US dollar is completely worthless and it has no value anymore. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you guys this thought and perspective. Wanted to analyze the big picture of XRP. I know that I've been talking about XRP a lot, and it's because it looks phenomenal. It's one of the best looking charts out there. It's going to provide some of the best returns based off of a higher market cap project. And this isn't a project. This is a functioning blockchain that has been in the use for a long period of time. And it's one of the very premier cryptos of this entire space. It's one of the first ones out. It's gained some of the most adoption, some of the most partnerships, so many reasons to be bullish on this coin, yet so many people are bearish. That to me is, you know, the perfect buy signal. I think that in my head. I'm like, man, I love that you guys all hate XRP so much because I own a bunch of it and I love to buy up that fear. So anyways, guys, this was the video I had for you. If you've waited this long and you want to understand how to actually sign up for my Discord server, inside the Discord, I offer 2 different groups. I have the video course and I have the signals. The video course is 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys how to actually trade technical analysis, all the drawing I do on charts. If you guys want to learn how to do that, I'm actually going to teach you guys how to do that inside of that video course. So on the contrary, I also offer the signals. The signals are going to be the best, most valuable group for you guys to join if you're just picking one or the other. I always recommend going with the signals first, because if you guys want to step in, copy my low caps that I trade on Uniswap, copy all of the other trades that I take, when I take profits, where I move the profits to, my long-term and short-term portfolios. If you guys want to see all of that, inside the Discord is where you're going to find it. So you can find the links in the description to go ahead and sign up. You guys can purchase them together or separate. If you can only pick one, always go with the signals first. On top of all of that, guys, before we wrap things up, I do have a free ebook for beginners. If you do want to actually study that, if you're just entering this market and you want to see kind of what it takes to be profitable, how to understand some basic terminology of things that I feel are the most important things to understand, that ebook's going to be the thing for you. So go check that out. Not going to cost you anything, but I know it can help you guys out tremendously. Thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. I'm so thankful that XRP is going up. I'm so happy that we're all in this situation where we've been told all of this FUD, we've been spread all of these lies, and we finally got to the point where XRP is breaking out, and there is truly no argument against it. Everybody knows it's going to all-time highs. Every top trader on Twitter is talking about it. This is the point we all knew that would happen. We were just the smartest ones to get in before everybody else jumped on board. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.